Hi guys, welcome to Tea and Mixing Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan and we are take 2 of our manual making in the Thermomix for this afternoon. Now, I do apologise, no microphone before, so you wouldn't have heard a thing. So anyway, I only just started, realised I wasn't going, we're all good. Today I'm going to show you one of my most favourite recipes. It's been a long time since I've actually made this recipe for you guys. We make it regularly, probably every fortnight, and we use it in different ways. And it is amazing because it's packed with veggies. It's really easy. It uses a kilo of mince, usually a kilo of veggies, but I'm running out this week, so I'm going a little low on the veggies, and it takes about 45 minutes. Then you can use your beautiful mince with your beautiful veggies in it to make it in nachos, bolognese, lasagna, anything you'd normally use a savory mince in. You can also make it your own by adding your normal spices and sauces you would if you're making mince other ways. So do say hi if you're watching on today. Come with me today. I'm going to show you how easy this is to make in your TM5, TM31, TM6 or thermo cooker. It is using the Varoma, which I've got out today as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put into the Thermomix a whole lot of yummy veggies to chop down and cook off. Now, it can be any selection of veggies. I go with the ones my kids will eat. So I do have one brown onion cut in half and skin removed. So that's going into the Thermomix. I would normally chuck a garlic clove, I've forgotten. So I'm going to have to put some garlic powder in later. I then have 2 carrots. Don't peel them. We do not peel once we've got a Thermomix. We also don't remove the little end. It goes in as well. In that goes all the bits and pieces in. Then I'm going to put one very large zucchini in. Again, the little ends, where did that go? The little ends are edible. Don't get rid of them. You can eat it. You will save your waste so much by using a Thermomix. You can even save your peelings if you're doing a roast night and use them in your next batch of veggie stock. So nothing goes to waste in a Thermomix. So in goes, and don't forget this bit, it's edible too. Next up, I'm going to put some capsicum in. Just because my kids like it in there. I've also in the past put things like spinach in. This is about half a large capsicum. So all this yummy good stuff in there. As I said, I'd normally put garlic. I've forgotten to get it out. So we'll just skip that because I don't want to waste your time. So let's spin it up. Our chopping speed is speed 5. It's going to take usually 2 seconds for a coleslaw, 5 seconds for something like a zucchini slice. So let's just listen, because I tend to do the manual stuff by ear. So I'll listen until it sounds like it's consistently chopped. Hello, Anne, and hello, Chris. Lovely to have you guys on this afternoon. Up to speed 5. Give it a few seconds. Okay, that's 8 seconds. Let's have a look and see what that looks like. Wait for those arms. There is a 3-second safety delay on the arms. And that is looking good. Let me just lift you up and show you. There you go. A little bit over chopped, kinda, possibly. Doesn't really matter though. My kids would much prefer that I overcook rather than over chop, rather than under chop. So that there is actually going to become our steaming liquid that will steam our mince. Now I'm going to put some oil into it, which is over there. So let me just unscrew my spray oil. By the way, this is from the mix shop. Okay, these little misting things, they're awesome. I use them on my veggies all the time when I'm roasting. So I'll just use some oil out of that today because the other oil canister's out the way. Just a dab of oil, probably about 10 grams, 15 grams, maybe 20. Again, I'm not very good at measuring, but you get the idea. And now this is going to start cooking off as we prepare the next step. So let's put on that timer. Normally, I'm just trying to think what I'd normally do. Normally I do it 20 minutes. Varoma, speed 2. Speed 2 is our steaming. It's only on speed 2. I've not put the measuring cup in the top. If you're going over that, you'd certainly want to put that on top. But now what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the Varoma. So in the Varoma, we are going to have our base, and we are going to put that on top, and then in goes our mince. Now this could be pork, lamb, chicken. I'm using beef, could be low fat, it doesn't matter, whatever you've got. This is what came in our order, and it is a kilo approximately. I do like to see how much I get more or less than a kilo. We're going to put this around the side of the varoma, okay, so that it is going to be steamed. So we're going to put this in, and I'll show you with the camera in a moment what that looks like. Probably should have done this off camera, but anyway, that's all right. Keeping it real in my kitchen. So around the outside, you want to leave a gap in the center. The gap in the center allows the steam to get up and evenly cook. Now, I have been known at times when I'm doing a really full batch to actually put like a scone cutter in the middle to allow that steam through the center. All right, now up to you. I just find that it's usually okay as long as I don't get too crazy about my quantities. So I'm going to show you in a second what this looks like. And the other thing we need to do is actually put something on top of this. Actually three things on top of this. We're going to put a tin of tomatoes. We're going to put, so diced tomatoes. We're going to put some veggie stock, and we're going to put some tomato paste. Excuse me while I wash my hands for a second. Whoops. And I dropped some things in the sink. Okay, so now we're going to put into the Thermomix 800 grams of diced tomato. Now, it needs to go over the mince. Otherwise, you'll get really dry mince. It'll just not have flavor. It'll kind of be standalone cooked, but it doesn't have anything to it. So we want 800 grams of mince. Now, if you wanted to not do this massive batch, this is going to make like 2 litres of savoury mince. It's going to nearly not fit in the bowl, because those veggies was nearly a litre worth. If you want to make half a batch, this works as well. If you want to make a quarter batch, you can actually do it in your simmering basket and it still works great. All right, I love the big batch. I can freeze some, I can use some lasagna, bolognese, on its own, shepherd's pie. There's so many things you can do with it, and it's packed with veggies. Normally I put more veggies in, we're a bit on the low side. This goes over the top of the mince. So pour it around the outside, you'll see it falls into the center. That's what I have to push out in a second. Now, there is no water in this recipe. I find if you put water in, you end up with a really runny product at the end, which we don't want. If it does come runny, like we are working with mince, mince is dynamic. So sometimes you'll buy mince and it's full of water. And when you would cook it out once upon a time on a fry pan, you'd end up with all this sloppy water in there, right? If you end up with a wet batch at the end, corn flour. Put a little bit of corn flour, just a tablespoon, in a little cup of water, give it a stir, and then put it into your hot mix. It has to be over 90 degrees. Stir it around and it will thicken up beautifully like a gravy. Okay, that is how you fix it. But the thing is, it's so unpredictable because every batch of mince has a different quantity of water in there, whether it's low fat, high fat, lamb, beef, pork, chicken, all that stuff. So in there is that diced tomato, sorry. Now I need to put some beautiful veggie stock, okay? The gold in the Thermomix world. So we're going to put into it 1 tablespoon, okay? And we're just going to put that half on either side. We're then going to put into it tomato paste. Okay, good old tomato paste. If you ever need to, if you don't have tomato paste and you need to make some, you can actually cook down a tin of tomatoes, a 400 gram tin of tomatoes for 20 minutes and you'll get your own tomato paste. I'm just checking mine. Mine smells very fermented. It's not frothy though, it's okay. And normally I'll put in 2 decent dobs of tomato paste. I might use the rest of this jar. There's not much left. It's probably 100 grams of tomato paste, I reckon. Probably 2 tablespoons of that. All right, I'm going to use the rest up because I think it's about to turn. Now that I've got all these goodies in there with my mince, I'm going to give it a stir. So we need to spread it around in there. Just put that spatula down. I'll just show you what it looks like before I stir it so you've got a bit of an idea. You can see how full that is. You can see that some of the food has fallen into the bottom of the hole. Hey Vicky, lovely to have you on this afternoon. So now what we want to do, and you can see as well, it's not hot yet. It's only 90 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a stir. We want to coat that beautiful mince, break it up a little bit more with the sauce, and I'll re-show you again the final product in a second. And Then we're going to push it back to the sides. So give it a stir. And then, all right, this is what it looks like now. You see how it's all beautifully distributed through now? It's also mostly broken up. There's no big chunks of mince. Okay, I've pushed the hole in the center for the steam. Now, a couple of little warnings about that steam. If it's getting, as the food cooks, if it starts falling to the center, what you'll see happen is you'll start seeing some of your red sauce splattering out the gap here. Not that it's a big gap, but there's a little space there. And you'll see some steam starting to shoot out there as well. That's your key time to stop, push it all aside, and keep cooking a bit longer, or find your little ring to put in your center so that the varoma steam can get up. Okay, so just a little tip there on that. Keep an eye out for that. You don't want your steam escaping out between your lid and your varoma. Now we can put the lid on. It's starting to steam. It's 95 degrees in there. And it's going to cook for, I put 20 minutes on. All up, this is going to take 45 minutes to cook. But the reason I put 20 minutes on is I'm going to come back at the 20-minute mark when it goes off, and I'm going to stir it to make sure that mince is cooked well. Then I'm going to put it on for another 25 minutes, varoma speed 2, and that's going to allow it to cook through. At the end of the 25 minutes, it's going to be 99% cooked. You're then going to tip the contents of your varoma into the bowl with your sauce, so long as you've not been too crazy with your veggies. If there's too many veggies, you're going to have to find another bowl and put it into something bigger to fit it all in, and you're going to stir it all through. And that's when you're going to find out as well if it's too runny. All right, if you are going to put it aside for shepherd's pie or lasagna, don't worry about the extra liquid. You will find sitting it in a fridge for tomorrow, it will actually suck in that liquid anyway. It's only more so if you're about to serve it up, you know, you don't want it to be sloppy, so add that corn flour. It's only about 2 tablespoons of water, 1 big scoop of corn flour. Give it a little stir. You can use flour if you need to, or even gluten-free if you're GF. And then just put it in, but remember it has to be hot. That's what thickens and makes it nice and sauce-like a gravy. But again, unpredictable. You've got to check that out and see whether that's something you need. The other thing I mentioned at the beginning, I'll re-mention, you can flavor this as you want. So if you want to add Worcestershire sauce and mix spices and herbs and all that jazz, go for it. All right, so if you've got a traditional mince recipe you would use for nachos or shepherd's pie, you can do what you wish with this. This is the beautiful thing about this recipe. You can actually make it your own. All right, so do have a go at this. As I said, portions, you can do it as you like. Obviously though, just a little tip, if you're making only half the kilo of mince, you only need to cook it for 3/4 as long. Okay, if you're making down to even a quarter, it's only going to be half as long cook time. You don't need as long. But the beautiful thing with mince and cooking with steam is that even if you overcook, it won't dry out because you're cooking with water, right? It's steaming. So it doesn't really matter, but it just means you can save some time. So if you've got questions, place them in the chat. Love to know if you're finding value in these videos, replay, tag your friends, all that jazz. And I've got one other thing for this afternoon. For those of you who have watched on so far, I think it's been 8 minutes so far. Today I've put together a bit of a resource for some of you guys who have reached out and said, help. I want to cook for my friends or family who are currently in ISO or stuck at home with the family with COVID. What can I cook? What care package can I put together? So today I've sat down and I've created a digital flyer for you guys. If you'd like a copy, comment in and say, yep, send me the flyer. And it's got links to different recipe suggestions you can make. They're easy ones, they're freezable, there's main mealy type ones, there's snacky type ones, there's drinks. You know, obviously when you've got the sore throats and the things like that, being able to have a turmeric latte or things like that. And then there's even other things that are, you know, I know people find value in having tissues and, you know, a board game and things like that. So if you would like the downloadable of package, what do I call it? Care package. Let me know and I can send it through to you. It's got lots of suggestions on there, but they're easy suggestions. So they're things that if you've got a Thermomix on the bench, you are not going to find it hard to whip up these things for your friends. It's not going to take you hours to slave away in the kitchen. It's going to be done in no time at all. So if you would like that, let me know. Vicky, I'm onto it. I will send it to you. And Diana, I can see that as well. All right, guys, that's it from me today. I hope you're enjoying Manual Week. Go check out my website. Check out the latest news. I put it up yesterday. There is a whole lot of news from Thermomix in Australia on there and from me. I would love to support you. Get a Thermomix, get the most out of it. The trade up offer, the black Thermomix, the vacuum cleaners, there is so much on at the moment, and I'd love to be your consultant and help you get the most out of it. So take care this afternoon. Let me know what I can do to look after you, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon. And I think I'm coming to you maybe from the caravan tomorrow, and I might be running late. So please bear with me tomorrow if I'm on the mobile phone, running by the seat of my pants and in the caravan. I might come earlier from home. We'll see how we go. But anyway, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more manual cooking to get you loving and using your Thermomix more. Bye for now, guys.